I was able to build over 20 pounds of muscle in the last 3 years, going from being skinny fat, not liking the way I looked, just feeling so insecure, to finally feeling thick, feeling confident, and finally appreciating the way I look. And so there were 3 massive gym mistakes I made which actually slowed down my gains like crazy. I was making no progress. I stayed skinny because of them. So let me explain them to you so you can actually keep making progress, actually build muscle mass, and therefore build your dream physique. And if you want to make progress at the gym, build muscle mass, never hit plateaus, never have any frustration, just to know exactly what to do, check out the link in the description box right now. It's the muscle blueprint, literally everything you need from A to Z to build muscle as fast as possible without any trial and error. And just to make it so much easier on yourself, you literally just have to follow what I'll say to maximize progress. So if you want to make it happen and so much easier on yourself, check out the link in the description box right now. So the first massive mistake, it's not tracking your progress, because a massive key in building muscle mass is progressive overloading. Because our body's getting stronger, our muscles are getting bigger over time, so naturally we're capable of doing more. Like our failure capacity is just getting bigger. So eventually what we were doing like 3 weeks ago is getting easier by the week. So the thing is, like, if you stayed all of your life at the same amount of weight, it's gonna get too easy eventually. So in order to give our body stress to build muscle mass, we need to progressive overload, where after workout we're adding something, more weight, more reps, more sets. We're just doing more than last time to keep giving our body that ability to get to muscular failure and therefore have stress and therefore build muscle mass. And so when you're not tracking progress, it's so easy to actually like overlook progressive overloading. Like if you're just going to the gym, you know what exercises you're doing, but you don't remember the weight you did last week or the number of reps you did, you're likely like doing the same thing over and over again without actually even realizing it. Like honestly, when I just went to the gym without thinking about it, I thought I was progressive overloading, I thought the weights were going up, but when I started actually tracking my progress, tracking the weights I was doing on each machine, and every new session upping the weights or upping the amount of sets or reps, that's when I actually realized like I wasn't progressive overloading at all. And guess what? I wasn't making progress. And as soon as I started tracking my progress, started progressive overloading efficiently, that's where I stopped hitting plateaus and I was actually able to keep making progress without ever stopping. Just because I know my progress, I know what I was doing last week, and therefore it's so easy to progressive overload. The next mistake I made was not training hard, because like training hard is literally the reason why you're changing in the first place. Like our body, building muscle mass, building like extra muscle tissue costs a lot. Like it's literally amino acids, essential proteins. So our body's not going to build muscle mass unless it absolutely has to. And in order for you to convince your body that you need extra muscle mass, you need to train as hard as physically possible. And if you want my help to know exactly how to train, how often, how hard, just check out the link in the description box right now. I literally give you workout plans, exercises you should do, just to make sure you're maximizing your progress at the gym. So if you want to make it happen, check out the link right now. So if you're not training hard, your body's simply not going to change because it doesn't see the reason to. So like, what does training hard actually look like? Well, there's 2 ways you could actually train hard. Either you can lift heavy, or you can go to muscular failure. Never do both, otherwise you'll overtrain, but you need to pick one. And honestly, to build muscle mass, you're way better off going to muscular failure, so training hypertrophy instead of just like lifting heavy, because strength and actual muscle mass isn't the same thing. Like you need to train in different ways to have like different outcomes. You want to look thick, look muscular before actually just being strong. That's why you need to train to muscular failure, where your sets are looking like this, you're grunting, you're making faces, it's painful. Literally just by your face, we should be able to know you're going as hard as physically possible and that what you were doing is painful just by your face. So if you're not going to failure, if you're not training hard, you could literally be going to the gym 6 days a week for years. You won't change just because your body won't see the intention and the need to actually build muscle mass. So you see how like stress and how hard you train is literally the reason why you're changing. So if there's no stress, there's no muscle growth. And the last mistake is just not being patient. When I started off, I remember thinking if I wasn't seeing progress in like 2 weeks to a month, I would just switch something. Like if I wasn't seeing progress, it meant my workout split was rubbish, the exercises did not work, or like my genetics were like ruining me. Like it had nothing to do with just not being patient. And so I kept changing everything I was doing. Like honestly, I kept changing my workout split, my exercises, the way I was training, my diet, literally everything, just because I wasn't seeing progress fast. Well, the thing is, like, if you don't have good genetics, which is fine by the way, you may not see fast progress, and that's okay. Because the thing is, like, you're way better off doing something that's technically like bad, but for a long period of time, instead of changing like every 2 weeks. Just because like if you stick into something, you can therefore track progress, as I said in the first mistake. At the same time, you can get in the routine and the discipline of going to the gym. So like if your workout is 10% less effective as your friends, but like it makes you be like super consistent, train hard, track progress, progressive overload, it's going to be way more efficient than your friend's workout plan, which is maybe like the best like workout plan ever, but he keeps switching because he's not seeing progress. So literally like being patient is one of the key things you can do as a beginner, as an intermediate, all the way to being an expert, to actually keep seeing progress at the gym. Like when you keep switching like workout plans or exercises, that's when you're not making any progress. But when you're sticking to something, actually like sticking to the same workout plan, the same exercises for at least like a few months, that's where you're actually like exploding your physique. That's where you're actually putting on as much muscle mass as physically possible. Just because your body is in the rhythm of building muscle mass, it knows how to progressive overload. You as a person know what you should do, how you should do it, and you're just naturally ticking all the boxes off. So you're therefore building muscle mass as efficiently as possible. And yeah, if you just listen to what I just said, I promise you, you'll maximize your muscle growth. You'll literally transform the way you look. So please listen to this, trust the process, and I promise you, your future self will be thanking you. Yet again, if you want my help to build muscle mass as fast as possible without any waste of time, check out the link in the description box right now. And yeah, goodbye.